Hi everyone.
Hi.
So, new day, new week, new everything, Monday, and I think we have something pretty special to try today.
And we didn't have to get up early this morning, woohoo!
And we had to wait until the end of the day for the wind to calm down, because you definitely don't want to try this with too much wind.
Oh, stop being cryptic and tell
So
them.
I've got a fun pack. And what this is a Thoe bridle with a Thoe rope. This is another idea from Greg from Flybubble actually, so...
Thanks, Greg.
Yeah, check their channel out on YouTube if you haven't already, I'll leave a link. I learned to fly on Thoe in the UK, where you basically get pulled up by a rope instead of running off a hill. So, because the wind is a bit light and we have a slightly gentle downslope here, I thought I'd give it a try.
I've never done Thoe before.
So I'm gonna run you through how to set this up, and then that might be useful for people who've never seen a Thoe setup before.
Yep.
It's quite simple. So this thing is a Thoe bridle with a release mechanism. Each one of these goes on the carabiners, like that. And then this is where you attach your rope to pull the person. And this is the release mechanism, which I'll show you in a minute. It's really clever how it works. Yeah. So that's what it looks like. It's just a Y-split that's connected to each carabiner. It's just a loop that I think you want it as low down on close to the harness as possible. So down here instead of up here. So the big ring is where your tow rope is attached to, and that's held by the middle ring, which is held by the small ring, which is held by the rope, which is held by a small piece of plastic that if you pull this, it'll cascade a reaction of releases that will release the whole thing. So you can hold a lot of strength with only a tiny piece of plastic. So I don't think we need the release system or that we'll use it, but since we had it with us, we might as well. It's a very light wind, so maybe it's going to be a bit tiring. And
Not for me.
the main point for you is to control pitch. So don't let it dive in front of you, and don't brake so much that it dives behind. Okay. The harder you pull on the brake, the more force I'll have to pull, and the lighter you are on the brake, the more I have to run. Because trim speed is different. So it's a balancing act where you can't pull too much, otherwise it's like pulling 90 kilos. And if you pull too little, I have to run too fast. So you'll have to practice.
Yeah. Okay.
If, for whatever freak of nature, you get really high, what would happen is you could reach down, release yourself, rather than this being anchored to the ground and pulling you down and locking out. Okay. But that will never happen because I'll just let go. Yeah. So it's better to have this trailed than never get your hands off the... Unless you were really high, you would never get your hands off to release this.
Okay, but it's not... Yeah, it's very light.
It's super light,
we
and
might not
I'll
even
always
get off the ground.
Yeah, I'll always release this. This is a safety measure for the pilot. For when they're winching, the angle, you get so high that the angle of the rope gets like this and you go past the winch, and then you have to release. And if you don't release, they'll cut the rope. But obviously they want to avoid cutting the rope, so you release yourself.
Is it a good time to say a disclaimer about not trying this at home unless you know what you're doing?
Yeah, Kriegel Maurer on one of the X-Alps managed to get himself off a glacier when his supporter towed him up. So it's a pretty epic move, but again, you have to be careful with it. Enough talking, let's do it.
This is great!
I think this is fun for the pilot, but it's really hard for who's pulling. I'm gonna cancel my gym membership. It's not worth it.
If I'd have known that you'd have had this winch all this time, why have I been running all this time?
What do you think? What it's like? What's it like?
It's awesome. Well, there's practically no wind.
There's zero wind now.
I didn't think I was going to take off at all, but yeah, you did a good job.
You pull me now.
One more time. Oh, shall I?
You pull me, and then I'll pull you one last time. We're running out of lights as well.
I suppose I've got to honour that, haven't I? Okay. Newfound respect for Andre, because being a winch isn't that easy. But it also turns out, looks like we had a bit of a tailwind. Maybe that was it, we'll try again.
Hey, come on, pull me now.
So we're running that direction now. Okay. We had takeoff. Okay, so it's harder to pull than I thought. Some really nice man helped me and he got a couple of meters off the floor, but we're gonna try me again. He's a bit heavy. Well, we're gonna sleep well tonight, aren't we?
Especially me.
Yeah, I feel tired and I didn't even do half of the running.
Yeah. What do you think? It's a fun game, isn't it?
It's really fun. It's part of me thinks
with a little bit more wind would be better, right?
Part of me wishes I learnt on Thoe, but then you said it's quite scary doing a hill conversion if you've learnt on Thoe. So
yeah.
Maybe like a combination of hill and Thoe would have been really cool, because that feels really awesome.
Yeah, flying for free on someone else's expense. Anyway, thanks again for the idea, Greg, and as always we want to thank our sponsors, BGD and everyone on Patreon. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time.
Bye!
Bye bye! I think there was 7 or 8 full sprints. This one is for you, Chris. One more, come on!